Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Ohio University Lancaster.
Hello and welcome to the Fairfield Today show again. We are coming to you from Fairfield Medical Center and we are in our new gift shop, Wishes. And with me today is our Executive Director of the Foundation, Ricky Chenault, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about the history of the gift shop and kind of the vision for the future.
Thank you, Latricia. Well, the gift shop has been a staple part of the hospital for many, many years. For over 50 years, Twig 12 ran the gift shop, and they did a wonderful job. And times change, and the needs of our patients and our employees became more around the clock. So when it came time to start Project Bright, it was necessary to temporarily close the gift shop. In that time, Twig 12 recognized that they were not able to keep the gift shop open the hours that we needed to have it open. So they backed off and they're looking at new projects. And so Wishes is the result of our new gift shop, and it will be run through the foundation. The funds will be handled through the foundation to benefit the hospital. And, you know, we like to say that everything you do here, you do for good, because everything you spend here, you spend for good, because all of the proceeds go back to the hospital. And so our Wishes gift shop is, as I said, the result of our new Project Bright. But we want to extend a big warm thank you to Twig 12. I mean, without them for years and years and years, the hospital wouldn't have been able to sustain a gift shop.
So you're probably wondering some of the different things that we're going to have here at the gift shop, how it might be a little bit different. Who I have with me now is Temple Montanez. She's kind of helped us launch this project. She's got some background experience, so we're going to ask her a couple of questions too. As you know, the gift shop falls under the foundation, and the foundation is the philanthropic arm here of the center. Talk to me a little bit about what got you involved in that. What kind of made you lean our way and come based on the knowledge that this is a philanthropic project?
Oh, fantastic. Yes. Well, for the last 3 years, I've run another nonprofit organization here in town for Fairfield County Board of DD. So I'm not foreign to the idea of running a business as a for-profit when in all actuality it's a nonprofit. And there aren't a lot of business models like this out there. So what's fantastic, as Ricky said earlier, is that every dollar spent in this gift store stays in the hospital and will benefit the people in the hospital as well as people throughout the community.
Okay. So how is this gift shop different than another gift shop at another hospital?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because it's been very important to us that this gift shop not have the look of a typical hospital gift store. So we like to say this is a gift store in a hospital, not necessarily a hospital gift store. We offer a wider range of products that are a little bit more high-end, a little more boutique-like, as well as the staples and flowers and balloons and cards that you would expect to find in a gift store. But our product is really cool, really different.
Okay, so you wouldn't necessarily just have to come here because you're visiting a patient.
Oh, absolutely not.
Birthday,
yeah.
Okay.
Great place to shop, buy presents, year-round for people and for yourself, guilty. So, there's a lot to offer here for everybody, inside and outside of the hospital walls.
Okay, so speaking of that, show us some of the different products that we have here and how it's a little different than it was before.
Sure, absolutely. Well, some of my favorite things that we do, obviously right behind us here is jewelry. Just a little accessory girl myself. So we have a wide variety of jewelry, as well as our Ohio State line. We'll have more collegiate wear for our OU fans that are in town. We'll have some of those things as well. And then we get into some eclectic accessories here. So for this example is a vendor by the name of Mona B. Not very easy to find here in town. And that also was very important to us. We wanted to carry items in the store that you wouldn't necessarily find outside of the store, even if you stayed in town.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of the more funky things that we have, this line here is called Fish's Eddy. These are really neat. These are trays to keep on top of your dresser, but these look like parking tickets. Appropriately enough, we have ones that look like prescription pads. We have an entire pet section here. And then, of course, we get into health and beauty back there.
Okay. So, as I mentioned earlier, like if I know I have an anniversary birthday coming up, can I order from home? online?
We're going to get to that point eventually. Right now, we would take anything over the phone. We can take any type of payments over the phone. Once we get a better feel for which products are moving the best, then we'll assemble them onto a website so that you'll be able to purchase online. Now, we also do carry floral here, a small amount of floral from a local florist. So if you or your loved one happen to be in the hospital and you want to take flowers and you can't make it out here yourself, go ahead and give Wishes Gift Store a call, and we'll make sure those flowers get delivered.
Okay. So I can be at home and I can pick the phone up and call in. Also, let's say I'm not feeling well and I can't make it out, inclement weather, but I know I have a loved one in the hospital. I'll be able to order from home.
Yep,
and
absolutely. Give
will
us a
that get
buzz.
taken up?
Yep. Yes, and we're hoping that we'll be able to even take that a step further and work with some of our Project Search students that will be able to deliver those flowers upstairs to our patient rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about local vendors? Talk to me a little
We
bit.
are looking into using some local vendors. Again, we have there's such a wide variety of talent here in town, and so what we will probably do to narrow that down is to have a board, if you will, or a selection group that will look into those items. And what we'll do is not a consignment. We don't want to do anything on a consignment basis, but if there's something out there that looks interesting and gets a thumbs up from everybody at the table, then we can perhaps place an order for local gifts.
Okay. I noticed you wearing an apron. What's the
Yes.
significance there?
You thought I was going to do a
that?
cooking demonstration, didn't you? Again, this is another attempt of ours to bring some vibrancy and some color into the gift store and to sort of get away from the persona of the gift store volunteer. So all of our volunteers will get one of these aprons. We have 4 different colors, and they're really nice. They've got a pocket. You can keep all your own little secret stuff in here. And again, just to give another look to the store other than hospital gift store.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned volunteers.
Yes, fantastic volunteers.
Okay, so that's who's running the store?
We
or-
will be running the store. We currently have 14 volunteers and are looking for more if anyone's interested for that. And we are very excited to announce that we've just hired a store manager, Jessica Call, and I will introduce her to you now.
So now I want to introduce the manager of our gift shop. This is Jessica Call. She's going to tell us a little bit about the name. As you heard me mention earlier, it's actually called Wishes now here at the Fairfield Medical Center. So tell me a little bit about the background of that name so that people out there kind of understand where that evolved, what that...
So Temple had mentioned that we didn't want to be known as a hospital gift shop, that we actually wanted to be a gift boutique within a hospital. So we didn't want to be known as the gift store. We wanted to have a name that was a little more unique and talked about wishes. You give people best wishes, you give them get well wishes, there are birthday wishes, holiday wishes. So it gives us an opportunity to expand with the name and talk or show the different lines and be able to tie it back into the items that we offer.
Perfect. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You're new. I'm kind of just meeting you here in the last few days as well. So give us a background about you. Are you local? You're from here? Family?
Originally, I am from Newark, so it's not too far away, but I'm a Carroll transplant. I've been here about 10 years now with my family. I am married. My husband's name is Seth, and we have 3 sons. They attend Carroll schools. My husband and I own a trucking company, so that kind of keeps me busy outside. And I just recently graduated from OUL with a bachelor's in communications.
Nice. So I understand you have a retail background as
I do.
well. Tell
I do.
us about that. Is that aside from the trucking business?
That is. Being a college student, you work all sorts of interesting jobs. So I've done retail several times throughout the year. I've also had the opportunity to be the store manager of the local consignment store. So I just recently came out of that and coming into this opportunity here.
Okay, perfect. So I think the thing that I like the most about this is kind of on this east side of town, we don't have very many gift shops.
Right.
So this is actually going to be perfect for me just in general, just not just as having patients or being here as an employee every day. So on that line, kind of give us an idea. I'm looking around and I'm seeing there's such a diverse it's just an array of stuff here that's just very different than what I'm used to. So let's talk about some of them. We'll start first over here. We have our there's kind of like a stash of things here just for our medical staff as well. So let's talk about that a little bit. I see some ties and different things. So
The medical staff really doesn't have many items in this area that are unique. So we have a lot of ties with medical themes. We have cufflinks that are stethoscopes. There's just all sorts of things for the medical staff here in the hospital. There's also a very nice line of men's items. So there's beard lotions and creams, and there's actually a shower curtain with beards on it. There are golf items and gourmet foods and grilling items. So there's just a wide variety.
I love it. So we see we have some things for men. So women, we've already kind of checked out the jewelry here and things. I noticed the fabric line as well. Talk about that a bit.
We do carry a line of designer bags and scarves with the very trendy prints to them. Again, things that you're not going to be able to find really anywhere else in this area, especially on the east end of town. So this is really going to fill a need for people who need an unusual or eclectic or fun gift for a friend or a family member.
Right, and I love that every time they come in here and buy something, we're benefiting our patients too. You're getting your own gift for your own personal self, but also we're helping our patients.
Definitely.
Animal lover, me, obviously everybody knows I'm a dog lover. So I see there's a line of things there. Talk about that.
We have picture frames with the animal themes. We have car magnets. We even go so far as to have Christmas ornaments that you can personalize. There is a chalkboard section on it, and you can write your pet's name. We have hats. Just you name it, we probably have it.
Okay. And then obviously a lot of our patients here are newborns, babies, moms. So give us a little rundown on the line of things we have there as well.
Oh, the newborn stuff is so sweet. We have the belly stickers, which say things like 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, so you can keep track of your little one as they grow. But it also says things like first time I'm sitting up, first time I'm walking. They have the first year calendar so that you can make sure that you write down all of their milestones. And
I've already checked out the onesies. I have a granddaughter now, so yeah, check that out.
they are funny. We have ones that are the sweet with the little pink and the bears and the dogs, and then we have ones that are a little more funny.
And we go on up, I see, into children age too, with entertainment for them as well. Items we can get if they're here ill or just need occupied. Maybe mom and dad's having surgery or something, and they're here waiting. I loved seeing that we have reading material and games for them as well. So,
And that will be expanding as well. We will be carrying more of the Melissa and Doug line. So there will be puzzles and activity kits and things like that for them as well. Like you said, they need to be kept occupied when in a waiting room. So we need to have something that is going to be educational yet fun for them.
right. So in closing on this section, if she could tell us a little bit about hours and times and how you can come visit our store. We're going to actually be opening up very soon. So just let them kind of know that.
All right. Well, we will be open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6, and we're going to be open on Sundays from 12 to 4. And like Temple had mentioned before, we are looking for more volunteers. We have 14 fantastic people helping us so far. But if you are interested in helping out in Wishes in any way, just contact the hospital, and they will get your information, and we'll get you on our schedule.
Thank you, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Fairfield Today show. We are now outside in our garden of our new surgical center. So you can kind of see some of what this was actually paid for by the employees here of the hospital through, again, the foundation. We have a beautiful piece of artwork behind us from Charles Eversole, who has just brought that in recently as well. With me now, today's guest with me is Dr. Shashi Gogate. She was a pathologist here at the hospital for many, many years, now retired, has all this wonderful time to write a book. So we're going to learn a little bit about that and how you're able to purchase that. So talk to me first, let's go back a little bit about when you came here to the hospital, how long you were here, and what your role was.
I came to Lancaster Fairfield Hospital. It used to be known as Lancaster Community Hospital.
I remember.
In 1975. And I joined as a director of laboratory and chief of pathology then. And so 75 through 2011, almost 35 years, I think I should correct it, 1976.
Okay.
And so 35 years practice. I enjoyed every moment. Though it has its ups and downs. You
Uh-huh.
feel ups and downs in the sense some patients, if you know them, and I'm
Yes.
looking at the what I do,
Sure.
it touches your heart.
Sure.
So it's like, but I just enjoyed it. It's like it was beautiful. Medical staff was wonderful. Administration was always challenging, very very cooperative, and helped us grow. The lab grew.
Right.
You know.
And I tell everyone when I'm talking about you, you look as young today as you did back then when I worked back in the 1980s. Honestly, you do. And so retirement must be treating you very well. So as I said, she's got this time on her hands now to feel free to travel and write a book. So give us a little bit a background about what inspired you, first of all, to write a book. Tell us what the topic is. And
The topic of the book is a portrait of women leaders of India. And poetry of purpose is all these women in my mind represent, like each is a poem depicted in a story of poetry.
okay.
And it's a purposeful life. So purpose of this book is to kind of elaborate and exhibit women leaders in India who are at grassroots level. Nobody knows them, but they
Okay.
are doing their jobs and leading the community or leading whatever they are doing. And so this is kind of the idea came to me. I grew up in India,
Okay.
and as a child, I could see that there were definite how the men were treated versus women were treated. As a child, even that I was perceptive enough that it stuck in my mind, and I said someday when I have time, I would like to write a book.
So as a child or
I mean,
younger?
those were the memories, and how do you? But they became alive later, more and more, as I saw what's happening in the world right now, in India too. I mean, not just India, but Africa and all that. How the women are tortured and all that, and these memories kind of came alive to me. That is not in America as much. United States is moved way beyond what rest of the world is facing.
Right.
And we are very fortunate here, and I'm very fortunate that I got to come to America, and
And so are
benefit.
we. We're fortunate that you came too.
And so I really cherish that, and so when I was just thinking, and I was still working here, and as you know, we had a heart math program, and somebody had decided the heart math main offices that they want to do, because our hospital was very successful in giving them some data which showed positive changes after 2 years of practicing of heart math. And since I was a physician and I was involved with the physician aspect,
Right.
somebody came to interview me. Her name was Miss Minard, and she was very, very articulate, to the point, and I was really impressed. And I said, someday I want to write a book, and when I retire, I will call you. And she said, oh, that would be wonderful. She's from New Jersey, she just came visit, interviewing.
Uh-huh.
And I said, have you written any book? She said, no, but I'm just looking forward to it. So, well, that's great, because I knew that, it's like she being the person who, I was really very, very impressed by her knowledge about not just the whole topic and everything.
Right.
And so that's where it came about, that she was interviewing me, and I said, hey, I have this idea, I want to, and we went from
Awesome.
there.
So tell us a little bit about the book, like some of the stories inside of it that you really want to focus on, that you would like to highlight for us. So I guess now we need to open it up and.
It's like the very first,
So
it's
what'll-
like, it's very important to realize what's happening in India is like most of the population knows about the women leaders who are in politics or industries where they are in executive level and all that, but they had advantage. They had good education, and were able to go forward. So they are very well known. But the 15 ladies we chose in this book, they are representative of leadership at a grassroots level in villages or in some communities, smaller communities, but they are not well known in India.
Okay.
And I wanted to, because they represent positive aspect of the womanhood in these 15 women. There are a lot more there, but we cannot,
Sure.
population of India is, as you know, is close to more than billion.
Yes.
And but small sample theory works anywhere. And so we thought we'll select these women who represent our philosophy. And secondly, I firmly believe that if you have a education and which is a function of our minds, healthy body, and your heart/soul into what you do, then you can do anything, no matter where you are.
Right.
And these ladies represented that aspect to me. And so the first person we have, she's from a large community. Maybe the population of that village was no more than 2,000. Okay. And she comes from a community where she comes from underprivileged, There is a class in India which is consider that they used to be, the caste system with the way it was. She was from the underprivileged community. She never had she didn't know how to read or write, okay? But she showed her strength in her character, and you can see her picture, it's like her eyes just glow,
Uh-huh.
And she became the chief of the town. It's not a mayor, but they call 5 people are elected in the community, and they are the managing community. If they need something, they apply to the government that this is what we need for this community. But always were men, And for her to become she got on that committee, elected, and then she became chief.
Wow.
So for her, she did not know how to read or write her name. She told me that when first time I was there, I used my thumb to put anything which was sanctioned. And then I learned to write my name. And for her to, grow to that level has a tremendous confidence that, and she's together, let's put it, physically, mentally, and, her heart and soul is into it. And she told me that with this experience, I'm making sure I have 2 children, 1 boy and girl. I make sure they go to school. I make sure they study regularly. They do not lie. They are truthful. I mean, all the characteristic you want into a good human being. She's teaching them. And she achieved that being the chief of the town,
Sure.
is amazing.
So would be her age?
She was, I think, maybe around between 40, 50.
Okay. Is that kind of the average of women that you highlight in your book? Or
No, it's not necessarily. The oldest was 92.
Wow.
And the youngest was, I would say, youngest was about maybe 35. So they ranged, various aspects.
Okay. So how will this book help them?
Uh-huh.
What you're doing. Can you share a little bit about how you think it will benefit them, the ladies that or the ladies in India in general?
Yeah, what is going to happen is that we, like I told you, this is a small sample. And we were very fortunate. In Delhi, we had a book launch, So for book launch, we had a CEO of the India's TV and radio. He was there. So did U.S. Embassy, second in command. He was there. And then one of the secretaries from the Ministry of Women and Child Welfare, he was invited, so he was there. And so we had very, very important entities at the book launch. And all of a sudden, when we were presenting this, the CEO of the India TV and radio station is viewed by about 80 million people.
Wow.
And so he said, I got an idea. I can do a TV series on these 15 women. So with that kind of exposure to the
Right.
villages, they will get inspired and that, oh, this is what we need at village level.
Right.
We don't have to have a political leader come and show us what to do.
Nice. That's
Isn't
awesome.
that-
That's perfect. Well, we're going to be having a book signing here at the hospital coming up soon. You'll be able to get Dr. Go-Gate's book here. We'll let you know when that is. In the meantime,
Yeah.
how can our viewers today order a book or see it or get a copy of it?
I have it's a website, www.poetryofpurpose, all one word, Poetry of OF, purpose, PURPOSE.org.
Okay.
And you go to that website, it guides you to the shop, web shop, and you just fill out the form
And just order it online. Perfect.
That would be the easiest thing to do, because all over the country, it's like we are expecting, if somebody wants to buy it,
Sure.
that would be the easier way to do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Glad to hear that it's being successful, and glad to hear that we have another physician who's authored a book. So,
Okay.
and to you, thank you for joining us again on our Fairfield Today show, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Ohio University Lancaster.